Hey Team Ted Fitness Coaches, welcome to video number 2. So this one is more going to cover the core activities of a coach. So realistically, there is a ton of stuff you could do to help your business grow and to give you momentum and help you grow and perform well in your business. And it can be a little overwhelming because there's so many different things you could be doing especially as a new coach, it can be a little difficult to figure out, well, what do I like? What is the absolute necessity that I need to do every single day? What is required for me to grow my business? And it's especially important if you're starting off, say, working full-time somewhere else. You only have a little bit of time for Beachbody every day, and you need to make that time count and get the most bang for your buck when it comes to that time. So I will include a list of all the specific activities that I think are key, or you should try to include as many of them as possible in your daily activity. But here I kind of wanted to talk more philosophy-wise and just sort of concept-wise. So there's this idea that there's this 80-20 rule where 80% of your results will come from 20% of your effort, and that can apply to basically everything. But in this business, it means that 80% of your growth, whether it's your income growth or your team growth or just sales growth, whatever, 80% of that is going to come from only about 20%, which means you want to make sure you're keying in on that 20% and making the most of it, because that's really where you're going to see the most impact on your business. This also means that you should spend 80% of your time focusing on that 20%, because that 20% is, again, going to give you the most bang for your buck. And if you're tight on time, you don't have a lot to put into this business, especially at the beginning, then this is where you want to be focusing your energy the most. So what is that 20% that you should be focusing on? I've kind of broken it down into 4 parts. So part 1 is really the key one that you should always focus on first, and that's networking. And what that means is growing just your circle of influence, making new friends, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, at the grocery store, at your kids' soccer game, at church, whatever. Just making friends and meeting new people and connecting with people and maybe reconnecting with some old people, people from high school that you haven't talked to in a while, or people from previous jobs, but just reaching out to people and making those connections. And the idea here is you're not looking for people who you push your product on or sell to or annoy with ads. That's not the goal here. The goal here is to find people who already need what we as Beachbody coaches offer, whether it's the financial opportunity, the team or community environment, the different products that we offer. There are people whose needs are perfectly suited to the tools that we have. So you don't have to go out there and try to convince everyone that they need Beachbody in their life. The goal here is to find those people who are perfectly suited for that these things can really offer what they need, and give them the information. Which is why you're out there sharing, talking to as many people, because there's a lot of people who they don't want this, or they don't want this right now, or the business doesn't make sense to them. Maybe they have no interest. Maybe they're already super healthy and they don't need anything else in their life. You don't want to have to nag at those people. You want to find the people who see this opportunity and get this opportunity, and they see the products and the products fit their life and what their needs are. That's who you're looking for. So you want to talk to everybody, you don't want to prejudge, and you want to get out there and make as many friends as you can and make it genuine, because you can't make a recommendation to somebody or suggest a program or Shakeology or the business opportunity if you don't know whether that actually fits into their life or fits their needs, or if you don't know what their needs are, you can't really make a recommendation. So again, it's about growing your network and getting out there and connecting with people. So number 2 is focusing on your own journey as a coach, as a customer, as a person, really. And partly that goes with, getting your workouts in every day, taking care of your own health. You can't be preaching to the people about clean eating or working out if you're not doing any of it, right? I mean, that doesn't make sense. You wouldn't want anyone else to do that to you. So, to be genuine and to be credible and to be able to understand where everyone else is coming from, you need to be doing that journey yourself, and you need to be doing your own personal improvement, physically and mentally, emotionally, and growing and sharing that. It's really what most people are going to be attracted to. It's not fancy graphics with the Beachbody logo or with program logos. It's going to be your story and your growth and how it relates to the products from Beachbody or the experience that you've had with Beachbody. So then number 3, sorry, I take notes. Tracking and following up. That's huge. You can't be professional and make good use of your time or make good use of other people's time if you have no idea who you talked about what or where you met and the idea is, you're meeting a lot of people, you're talking to a lot of people, and if people have different needs, people have different stories, you're in different levels of different relationships, you can't remember all that. That's impossible, especially if you have a full-time job or you have kids, you have other obligations that are going to take up your time and your energy. You need to have a system that works for you, that helps you keep track of who you talked to, what you talked about, how you connected, what their needs are, what you suggested, how they responded, and that sort of thing. And then you know when to follow up with them and when to keep talking to them, or you keep track of this information so that you don't have to try and rack your brain and remember every single person you talked to and what you talked about. It's much easier to find a system that works for you. So I can make recommendations, but everyone, I think, finds their own system. I'm a pen and paper person, but I know people use Evernote, people use Google Drive, some people just use their iPhones. People use a whole lot of systems out there, and really the goal is to find something that works for you, that fits your lifestyle and your schedule. And lastly, as you're making all these new connections, maybe you have a Facebook like page, or maybe you have an Instagram business page, or maybe you just have personal pages on various social media, and mainly I focus on social media because that's where most coaches are really connecting with people, but this really applies anywhere. When you're connecting with all these people and you're trying to help them, you have to be providing value, you have to be engaging them, and you have to be offering something, especially as somebody who is trying to obviously make money. If you're trying to make some extra income with this to pay a couple bills, or you're trying to make this a full-time job, money making is part of this process. But you don't want to just shove sales down people's throats and make commission and that's it. You want to be able to help people. We're in this to genuinely help people get healthier and improve their lives, and to really work on ending the trend of obesity. And you do that by helping people for free and offering value, whether it's healthy recipes or tips or things you learn in your own personal development, maybe modifications that you use for your own special health needs that someone else can relate to or benefit from. It's really important to be thinking about how you can offer value to other people and how you can engage other people and help them out in a way that doesn't include sales or reciprocation, other than just communication and talking and helping them out and being genuinely just a giving person. So it's good to find ways that you personally can help others out. We can all make great memes, but it's really about adding true value. So those are your 4 big things to focus on. And remember, 80% of impact is going to come from 20% of your effort. So that's where you need to focus. That's your assignment for today. Figure out what those 4 things are for you and what you can do today to start kicking ass.